Konnichiwa, watashi wa Iqmal desu. In this video, I will be explaining classical form of Japanese dance drama, or known as Kabuki. Many elements of traditional Japanese culture, such as cuisine and martial arts, are well known throughout the world. Kabuki, a form of classical theater performance, may not be as well understood in the West, but has evolved over 400 years to still maintain influence and popularity to this day. The word kabuki is derived from the Japanese verb kabuku, meaning out of the ordinary or bizarre. Kabuki developed during the Tokugawa shogunate, a military government that ruled from 1603 to 1868. After a series of disastrous civil wars, the government finally achieved peace and prosperity while practicing a strict isolationism that allowed native arts to flourish. Its history began in early 17th century Kyoto, where a shrine maiden named Izumo no Okuni would use the city's dry Kamo riverbed as a stage to perform unusual dances for passerby, who found her daring parodies of Buddhist prayers both entertaining and mesmerizing. Soon, other troupes began performing in the same style, and Kabuki made history as Japan's first dramatic performance form catering to the common people. By relying on makeup or kesho and facial expressions instead of masks, and focusing on historical events and everyday life rather than folk tales, Kabuki set itself apart from the upper-class dance theater form known as No, and provided a unique commentary on society during the Edo period. At first, the dance was practiced only by females and commonly referred to as Onna Kabuki. It soon evolved to an ensemble performance and became a regular attraction at tea houses, drawing audiences from all social classes. At this point, Onna Kabuki was often risque, as geishas performed not only to show off their singing and dancing abilities, but also to advertise their bodies to potential clients. A ban by the conservative Tokugawa shogunate in 1629 led to the emergence of Wakashu Kabuki, with young boys as actors. But when this was also banned for similar reasons, there was a transition to Yaru Kabuki, performed by men, necessitating elaborate costume and makeup for those playing female roles, or onagata. Attempts by the government to control kabuki didn't end with bans on the gender or age of performers. The Tokugawa military group, or Bakufu, was fueled by Confucian ideals and often enacted sanctions on costume fabrics, stage weaponry, and the subject matter of the plot. At the same time, kabuki became closely associated and influenced by bunraku, an elaborate form of puppet theater. Due to these influences, the once spontaneous one-act dance evolved into a structured five-act play, often based on the tenets of Confucian philosophy. For the features of kabuki, actors start by painting their faces with a white base, and then they add red and black, and then with blue and brown. If you happen to be playing a demon, onagata actors draw on fake eyebrows, and if they are playing married women, they blacken their teeth. The costumes are elaborate and can weigh as much as 50 pounds. For the technique, kabuki may have been found wild, cruel, and contemporary, but actors took it very seriously. Most kabuki actors were born into the profession, training from age 6 or 7, and not considered a mature artist until 40, While plays are extravagant, the acting's often very restrained. As Chikamatsu Zaimon, the greatest and most famous kabuki playwright, once wrote, since it is moving when all parts of the art are controlled by restraints, the stronger and firmer the melody and words are, the sadder will be the impression created. For the stage artworks, the kabuki stage was somewhat different from the no stage. It was wider, extending the full width of the auditorium. At some point, a curtain was added. It was also built for exciting special effects and quick scene changes. Used elevator traps, and the stage revolved on a turntable. The biggest difference was the hanamichi, or flower way, a runway that ran from the back of the theater right up to the stage and allowed the actors to walk through the audience. Unlike now, most early kabuki plays were set in the present, and a lot of them took place in the ukiyo, the floating world of smut. The same place you would go to see these plays. A narrator was present on stage, and sometimes the actors would speak their own dialogue, but often the narrator will do it. Before 1868, when the Tokugawa shogunate fell and Emperor Meiji was restored to power, Japan had practiced isolation from other countries, or sakoku, and thus the development of kabuki had mostly been shaped by domestic influences. But even before this period, European artists such as Claude Monet had become interested in and inspired by Japanese art, such as woodblock prints, as well as live performance. After 1868, artists such as Vincent van Gogh and composer Claude Debussy began to incorporate the kabuki influences in their work, while kabuki itself underwent much change and experimentation to adapt to the new modern era. Like other traditional art forms, kabuki suffered in popularity in the wake of World War II, but innovation by artists such as the writer Tetsuchi Takeshi led to a resurgence shortly after. Indeed, kabuki was even considered a popular form of entertainment amongst American troops stationed in Japan, despite initial U.S. censorship of Japanese traditions. Today, kabuki still lives on as an integral part of Japan's rich cultural heritage, extending its influence beyond the stage to television, film, and anime. The art form pioneered by Okuni continues to delight audiences, with the actors' elaborate makeup, extravagant and delicately embroidered costumes, and the unmistakable melodrama of the stories told on stage. Since its beginning, kabuki has remained a significant piece of Japanese culture. The stories and actors have been recreated in many different art forms, including woodblock prints, books, magazines, oral storytelling, photography in liturgies, and others. Additionally, kabuki was and continues to be influenced by the books and stories circulating in Japan. In one such instance, the widely popular book Nanso Satomi Hakenden, or Eight Dogs, was acted out in various episodes on the kabuki stage. Therefore, the significance of kabuki is known worldwide. Hence, it is not surprising that it was inscribed on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List in the year of 2005. That's all from me. Thank you.